Welcome back. In today's video, we'll be exploring Jainism, one of the most important religious movements that arose in the ancient India during 6th century BC. Let's begin with the background. In post-Vedic times, Indian society was sharply divided into four Varnas: Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. The Brahmanas, who served as a priest and teachers, claimed the highest privileges. The Kshatriyas, who ruled and fought wars, ranked second. Vaishyas were mainly farmers, cattle rearers and traders, while the Shudras were often servants, laborers or slaves, and they faced severe discrimination. This rigid system created tensions within the society, especially because the Brahmanas enjoyed the ritual dominance and several privileges. The Kshatriyas in particular strongly opposed this dominance. And significantly, the Vardhamana Mahavira, the founder of Jainism, is from Kshatriya clan. But beyond social reasons, there were also economic changes. With the use of iron tools, dense forests of the middle Gangetic basin were cleared, making way for large-scale agriculture. This new agrarian economy needed cattle for ploughing and farming. However, Vedic rituals involved frequent cattle sacrifices, which clashed with the needs of farmers. This economic tension gave birth to new religious ideas that emphasized non-violence and respect for life. Now let's turn to Mahavira himself. Vardhamana Mahavira was born in 540 BC in a village near Vaishali, in present-day Bihar. His father was the head of a Kshatriya clan and his mother was a Lichavi princess. So Mahavira was well connected to ruling families, which later helped him to spread his message among nobles and rulers. In the beginning, Mahavira lived the life of a householder, but at the age of 30, he renounced the world in search of truth and became an ascetic. For the next 12 years, he wandered from place to place, practicing extreme self-discipline. It is said that during this time, he did not change his clothes and eventually gave them up altogether. At the age of 42, he attained perfect knowledge, called Kaivalya. This liberation from both happiness and misery made him known as Mahavira, meaning the great hero, and also as Jaina, meaning the conqueror, and his followers came to be known as Jainas. For the next 30 years, Mahavira travelled across regions like Kosala, Magadha, Mithila and Champa to spread his teachings. Later, he passed away in 468 BC at Pavapuri near modern Rajgir in Bihar. So, what did Mahavira teach? Jainism is based on 5 main doctrines. First, do not commit violence. Second, do not speak lies. Third, do not steal. Fourth, do not acquire property. And finally, brahmacharya. The first 4 teachings had already been practiced by earlier teachers, but the 5th one, the brahmacharya, was added by the Mahavira himself. Jainism also promoted an austere life, that is, a simple life. Unlike earlier teachers who allowed clothing, Mahavira encouraged his followers to discard clothes altogether, which later led to the division of Jainism into 2 sects, that is, Shvetambaras, who wore white robes, and Digambaras, who practiced complete nudity. Mahavira accepted the existence of gods, but placed them lower than the Jaina. He did not reject the Varna system completely, but explained that birth in a higher or lower Varna depend on the deeds of one's previous life. Through a pure and virtuous life, even a person of low caste could achieve liberation. The ultimate aim of Jainism was freedom from worldly bonds. Rituals were unnecessary. What mattered was right knowledge, right action and right faith. These came to be known as 3 jewels or ratnas of Jainism. To spread his teachings, Mahavira organized an order of followers, which included both men and women. Though the number of followers was not very large, Jainism gradually spread beyond the Gangetic basin. Tradition says that Chandragupta Maurya, the founder of Mauryan Empire, accepted Jainism and spent his last years as a Jaina ascetic in Karnataka. Another major factor in its spread was a 12-year famine in Magadha about 200 years after Mahavira's death. During this famine, many Jainas migrated to south under the leadership of Bhadrabahu, while others stayed back under Stalabahu. This migration led to the division of Digambaras and Shvetambaras. From Karnataka, Jainism spread further to Tamil Nadu, Malwa, Gujarat, Rajasthan and Odisha, where King Kharavela of Kalinga became a great patron. Now, what was contribution of Jainism? Firstly, Jainism made a serious attempt to challenge the rigid Varna system and the ritual heavy Vedic religion. Secondly, Jaina used Prakrit, the language of common people, instead of Sanskrit, which mainly reserved for Brahmanas. Their texts were written in Ardhamagadi Prakrit and later compiled in Gujarat at Vallabhi in the 6th century AD. This greatly encouraged the development of regional languages. For instance, from Prakrit evolved Marathi, and Jainas also contributed to the growth of Kannada literature. Thirdly, Jainas created a rich body of literature, including epics, Puranas, novels, dramas, and grammar works in Prakrit, Apabhramsa, and even Sanskrit. Many manuscripts are still preserved in Jaina shrines of Gujarat and Rajasthan. And finally, Jainism promoted a life of non-violence, simplicity, and purity, the values that continue to inspire people even today. So that was the journey of Jainism, from the life of Mahavira to its doctrines, spread, and contribution to Indian culture. Jainism may not have spread as widely as Buddhism, but it has left a lasting mark on India's social, cultural, and linguistic history. If you found this video helpful, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe for more such content on ancient Indian history.